Hello, I'm Mary Yanez, Director of the Senior Adult Program, and this is Mature Living. We're trying all kinds of new backgrounds and things that can help us so that we can come into your living rooms and enjoy a nice conversation, maybe learning about some projects and events that are going on that help our community. And today we have a very special ending for you. We've got a little bit of music and entertainment. So we're going to try some new things today. Thank you for joining us here on Mature Living. And so we have one of our regulars and one of our instructors that teaches for our senior adult program. She's also a very important person with the Adult Protective Services, reaching out to the community. And she's got a kind of a long title these days. So I'm going to have Grace Ortiz. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me, Miss Mary.
So what's your title these days? I know you had a change some time ago.
It is called Faith-Based Community Engagement Specialist for Adult Protective Services. Rather long, but it's new, and that's what we're working with now.
That's wonderful. I know you have been with the community and working with the Weather Task Force, and very active. And you fans in the summer, you do the blankets in the winter. So how are you managing to do these kinds of activities these days? And I understand you brought a guest with you today.
I did. So let me tell you about the Extreme Weather Task Force. It's made up of about 27 agencies. We all come together with the goal of educating the community how to stay safe and healthy during either the extreme hot or the extreme cold. And we have 3 individuals which we really focus on, and those are the most vulnerable in our community, which is the elderly, persons with disabilities, and small infant children. And so what we try to give out fans in the summer and blankets in the winter. And as you can see, it's that time of year where it's getting a little colder. And so we're asking the community that if you don't have adequate heating or no heat, you can register for a free blanket by registering at 211. Just call them in, give them your information, and we'll figure out if you qualify and get you the blanket that you need. And so
Wonderful.
That's really exciting. So in addition to Adult Protective Services, I have another hat, and they call me the Blanket Lady in the winter. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm the Blanket Lady right now. And so, you know, we're asking the community that if you can, we're not funded, we rely on donations. Go to any of your local fire stations here in El Paso or the 2 in Horizon, donate a blanket and save a life. But the reason I'm here today.
This is also the time when we turn on our, let me just ask you one thing. It's also the time when we turn on our heaters and carbon monoxide is very, very hidden. You can't smell it, and we need to make sure that everybody, all the elders, you check your carbon monoxide. I will maybe invite somebody to come talk to us maybe soon, but also we need to have that. Who did you bring with you today?
So I have a guest because we're going to be doing something special today. I have a partnership with our 2 community partners, which is WellCare and then the Texas Medical Care Plans, Adult Protective Services, and my guest, Riverside High School, which is a student council. And one of the officers, her name is Jasmin Abhukurma. And she's going to be speaking to us about why they're doing this. We're doing an event together where we're coming together. These students want to make a difference in the community. They want to connect. They want to show that they're there. And, you know, during COVID-19, Miss Mary, it's really hard for these students to be able to be out there volunteering or doing things or making a difference. So we figured, why not bring them in, be a partner with Extreme Weather Task Force, and let's make a difference by having a blanket drive-through donation drive. And so if Jasmin could come on board and tell us why you all want to do this with us.
Hello, it's a pleasure to be with you here today. Thank you so much for having me. So as Grace introduced me, my name is Jasmin Abhukurma, and I'm a senior, an athlete, and the Student Council Community Service Officer at Riverside High School, and I'm very pleased to share this special project with you that me and my council are helping to organize. So I am interested in this because ever since I joined Student Council, it has opened up my eyes, and I've come to the realization that there is a lot of need in the community, especially in the senior population. And it's very personal to me because I have my grandmother at home, and she practically raised me, she fed me, she took care of me, she was my #1 supporter in all my activities. So it is my duty to pay it forward And by paying it forward, I mean getting involved, being more empathetic to her needs and other senior citizens like her. And that is why I get involved in these types of events, because it is important to me. And you're probably wondering why a teenager like me is involved in this initiative. Well, this project may be a small starting point, but it is a big step in the right direction. And we need to show our appreciation and our respect to the elderly, because one day I'm going to be that senior citizen. And I hope to see these younger generations continuing what we started.
That's wonderful. You know, Grace, civic engagement is very important, and contributing to your community and seeing these young people, you know, getting involved. It just excite you of where our country's going and how wonderful these kids are, Grace?
Yes, and you know, it's so important that we promote them and that we encourage them, because as Jasmin said, one day she's going to be a senior, and one day she needs to have a voice and be able to show, hey, you know what, someone's going to pay it forward to me. And I love the way she said that, pay it forward. But in order for us to have a successful event, we really need the community to come together. And that's why we're here today.
So
our event is,
how do we donate, or where do we go to drive our cars with our blanket?
so that's the exciting part. It's going to be on December the 12th. It's a Saturday morning from 10 to 12 noon, really short time. You're going to go to the Riverside High School parking lot. You just drive by, you drop off your blanket and drive on out. We're asking the community to support this group. We want this event to be so successful for them, because actually one blanket can save a life. And so if these individuals, these young students, can get the support of the community, we will be eternally grateful, because I know that they have that spark to want to be able to make a difference in the community. But it doesn't just take them, it takes all of us. So get online, start ordering your blankets, and get to that event on December the 12th and make a difference in the community.
I wanted to ask, Jasmin, how many students did you recruit for this effort? How many of those Riverside students are involved?
Well, with that being said, it's going to start at Riverside High School, and I'm calling out to all my peers, my fellow classmates, my student council members, National Honor Society, and why not all the teenagers in the community, that I challenge them to support this initiative and make a really big difference in this community.
Wonderful. And of course, you have the support of your administration there at the school, right? Your principals and all the teachers, and I'm sure they're going to get involved to support the students to help elderly, like you say, save a life in the winter time, keep them comfortable. Anything else you'd like to mention, Jasmin, that we haven't asked you?
No, I think I've hit everything. Thank you.
And Grace.
I just want to say thank you to the Riverside High School Student Council and all the students out there at Riverside. Ms. Jasmin challenged all the students, but we're challenging the community. Come on out, help these students, make a difference in the community. One blanket can save a life, and people don't really understand that. But try sleeping at night without no blanket, no heat in your home. That's in your home. If you can get a little cold at night, and they can get a little cold and then get an infection of some kind. So we're just trying to prevent anybody getting sick. Again, a blanket can save a life, and if you can help, we will be grateful.
Yes, and if they want more information, can you give a phone number, Grace? But I also want to ask Jasmin to give us, you know, some landmarks. It's Riverside Drive is by Alameda. Can you give us the address?
It's on Midway.
Midway. Oh, I'm sorry, Midway. You see?
Yes, ma'am.
It's on Midway.
Yes.
And
Off of Alameda. Off of Alameda.
Off of Alameda. Yes. Very good. And then your phone number, Grace, so that they can find out more about the kinds of things that these wonderful students. We support you. We praise you, and we thank you. You know, you're so caring, and we know your mom is very caring as well. She's in the Aging Network as well. We thank her for raising such a beautiful daughter with such a good heart. And then just your phone number, Grace.
My number is going to be 915-667-0206. Please call me if you have any questions. And again, support the students and support a great organization such as the Extreme Weather Task Force. One blanket can save a life.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, ladies. We wish you great success. I guess I'm going to have to go get a blanket. When I go get my meds, I'll just pick up a blanket and we'll drop it off over there. And that's December
The 12th,
the 12th.
from
December
10 to 12 noon.
in the morning. Okay, 10
In the
to 12,
morning.
couple of hours. I hope you have a long, long line of cars. Thank you for joining us, Jasmin. I wish you
Thank
great success. And thank you, Grace, for joining us.
Thank you, Mary.
And we'll be back in a few minutes.
Each of us can help slow the spread of coronavirus and help save lives.
We're in this together.
By practicing social distancing and limiting your in-person interaction with others, you can save lives.
Even if you don't feel sick, you can spread the virus to others.
Now more than ever, we need to be selfless for others.
Wearing a face covering can help protect you, your family, and our entire community.
My mask protects you.
Your mask protects me.
Wear your mask and save lives.
Well, thank you for staying with us, Mary Yanez, Director of the Senior Adult Program. And of course, this is Mature Living, continuing with this beautiful show that we have for you. Very informative. We always like to promote our classes. We're doing all of our classes online, but let me tell you, those seniors are really enjoying taking these online classes because at the comfort of their home, they're putting on their gear, their wonderful exercise clothing and tennis shoes, and they're following a wonderful instructor, Jessica Ritchie, who teaches our Zumba Gold for seniors class, and also she teaches our exercise to music. Thank you for joining us, Jessica. Oh my goodness, from your home and your studio.
Yes, my Zumba studio. Thank you, Mary.
Tell me a little bit about Zumba Gold.
Okay.
And show me, I see gold there on your t-shirt.
Yes, my
Gold is gold.
gold, right? That's our motto. That's
Okay.
right.
Tell me about Zumba and your credentials.
Zumba Gold. So Zumba Gold is a branch off of Zumba. I think most people have probably heard of Zumba, which is exercise through dance, but you don't have to be a dancer to do it. We break everything down, learn those Latin rhythms and get that cardio exercise in. But Zumba Gold is a branch that is for the older active adult. And so it is the same moves that we do in Zumba. We just do it at a little bit of a slower pace. It's not as high impact and it's not as fast, but the workout is still really, really good. I started taking Zumba myself, I guess about, I don't know, I think it's been about 5 or 6 years, and I fell in love with it. And so I got my Zumba certification first. And then I learned a little bit more about the different programs within Zumba, and Zumba Gold was always in the back of my head. And a certification class came through town, and I thought, I'm just going to go for it. I didn't even know what was going to happen with it. At that point, I was only teaching basic Zumba. And I went and I got that certification, and I found my niche. I loved it. I loved it so much. There was something a little different. I don't know if it was because I was already past 40 and I used to be a dancer, and the body was, the knees weren't the same. The body shape wasn't the same. Everything had started to change a little, and this felt great for me. And I couldn't wait to share it with others, and here we are.
And they love to be with you, but tell me the reaction.
When you start to do this different format, you realize you're not going to be together. And that's one of the big things about Zumba is the relationships that you build. You become friends and you become close, and you know the ins and outs of each other's lives and your families and what's going on. And so I'm sure all the students like me were thinking, how are we going to do this together? So it was a little bit iffy, but I'll tell you what, as soon as we all got the hang, it only took a couple classes for us to technically get it all working on the same level. Everybody was really, really good about it and fast with fixing issues. And as soon as we got all that settled, we fell right back into old practices. You just figure it out. We wanted to be together, so we get on a little early. and talk and figure out what went on during the, the day before, how, what happened with this situation, that situation, just everybody getting caught up. There's still the way to have the social interaction, and then we move on and get our exercise. And it's still there. It's still there. It works.
Yeah. Even though the classes have started, are you still accepting students? Because in Zumba, you can start at any point.
The classes are still open. We can take more students. And yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. You could join in, even though we've been going a few weeks, you can join in and not miss a beat, haha. But
Yeah.
because in Zumba, and exercise to music also, I break everything down for us, the steps, the how many counts, how many, everybody can follow along because I give little signals, little clues, or I verbally will say it. So just because somebody didn't get in on day one, it doesn't mean they can't join right in and still have a great time, and they won't be frustrated. It'll be okay. They'll be able to get it right away.
What do you use also as props?
It's just us. We're just dancing to those rhythms, getting a good workout, strengthening, toning, and dancing, and getting that heart rate up, a lot of cardio. Now, exercise to music is a little bit different, and it's not dancey. For those who worry, about, oh, I don't want to dance, I just want to work out, that's more exercise to music. But yes, there are certain routines where you don't have to use weights, but it is an option. So everybody's at different comfort levels and different levels in their strength and muscle ability. So there are certain songs where I remind them, grab those weights. You can do it during this song. No balls or bands or anything like that. It's weights. One thing we do stress though too, because we do work on balance and posture, is having, a chair nearby or something that you may not need, to grip it to get your balance, but just for security's sake, just something to kind of, touch and reach for without rollers, no wheels, something sturdy, so we have to have that nearby. Yes, tennis shoes and the proper clothing are a big deal. That way your body can get a good range of motion in the proper clothing, nothing tight. The shoes, we don't want anybody falling or hurting an ankle, anything like that. And make sure you have enough space. And we always have water. Water is a big deal. Have that water nearby, and a towel, because we work up a sweat. But other than that, so there's nothing extra that anybody really needs to buy to do these classes either. They could just jump in and be ready immediately.
I'm curious about the music that you use, because in Zumba and also in exercise to music, it's got to be upbeat, and it really lifts the spirit, and it gives you the energy. That music kind of encourages you to move and to stay with the beat. And we love rock and roll, by the way, our seniors.
Yeah.
So what kind of music, and also salsa, so what kind of music do you use?
Well, in Zumba, since we're concentrating on mostly Latin rhythms, I will use the, music that would go with the salsa or reggaeton, a cumbia. We've done tango. We've done, it just depends. And there's specific music that I would need for those songs. But within there too, like in our warm up or our cool down or a toning song, I kind of branch out from there, and we'll use some oldies. We'll do some rock, some pop. We may even do something that's a little more, that they play on the radio today, a little more recent. But my big thing, I love the 70s. So I do use a lot of disco, and I'm not the only one liking it. That's always a hit, and that makes me so happy. Now in exercise to music, because we're not focused on a specific rhythm, it's varied. So I've used, some recent Pitbull, but I also use the Beatles and ABBA and 80s, music from the 80s. It varies, which is so interesting to watch the students, because you can tell which music they really like, because a song will come on and they'll, hooping and hollering and raising, their arms and getting so excited. And so that's a lot of fun. It can be varied. You never know what's going to show up in exercise to music. We accept the men to come in too. They don't come in very often. I have had them. They're in there, but they are vastly outnumbered. But they're funny. You can tell they're a little bit hesitant at first, and it never fails. They end up having a great time, and they move right along with everybody else. And just they
Yeah.
just join right in and it's fun. But yeah, I wish more males would do it, but I think they feel it's more female oriented, but it's not. It's for everybody. And I encourage them to come. And yes, husbands and wives should come, something they're doing together. That would be great.
Tell us when your classes are.
So on Mondays and Wednesdays, from 11 to 12 is exercise to music. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays is Zumba Gold, and that's a little earlier. That's from 10 to 11.
And they can call our college number 915-831-7801. If they want to join the class, they can tell us, I want to join the exercise to music. I want to join the Zumba Gold. So, we also have other classes. We have about 10 classes, by the way, that are online this semester, and we're breaking the mold. I guess we're learning. You really got it going, and so I'm proud of you. Thank you for being our instructor. You have a beautiful personality, as also our wonderful Trish Laskowski, that we hope she'll be back in the spring to teach. And so we really appreciate that you love our seniors, that you love working with them, that you love keeping them healthy. Thank you so much, Jessica, for being with us and promoting our classes. Don't ever leave us, okay? Because
no, you're stuck with me, Mary. You're stuck. I'm not going anywhere.
Super. Thank you so much, and have a good class this week. I'll try to join you.
Yeah.
And try to stay healthy myself. Thank you.
Bye,
and we'll
thanks.
see you in class.
Maria, so how's work?
It was fourth period biology. Our students just weren't getting how easily viruses spread. So Miss Bell and I had them role play a zombie virus outbreak. By the time they had all learned the lesson, all the living were dead. Hey, how's your job going?
That big sales meeting I planned? Next year, I might get to go.
Cool.
Well, thank you for staying with us here on Mature Living. As you know, we have good guests. We have guests that maybe we've never invited before, but during this flu season, we're going to be really targeting on how we can all stay healthy and safe. So we've invited Dusty Warden, who is the Director of Operations of Immunize El Paso. He's going to tell us about himself. He's going to tell us about their mission, what they're planning, how they can help our community. Thank you for being with us, Dusty, flu season, and keeping our elders safe. Thank you for being with us.
Well, thank you for having me, Mary. As you said, my name is Dusty with Immunize El Paso. Our organization has been around for about 25 years or so. We serve as a good safety net resource for the El Paso community, trying to target those that don't necessarily have a medical home or would suffer from some sort of barriers to immunization that we overcome. Immunization is extraordinarily important. It's one of the greatest modern inventions in the public health realm. And so to protect yourself against something that's vaccine preventable, something that doesn't have to hurt you, it's something we take pride in, and we know it has a very valuable place in our community and around the world. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We're proud in the respect that we don't receive grant funding, we don't receive state support. Everything we do is derived from the services that we offer. And it's a sustainable model that's worked great for nearly a quarter decade or quarter century, as a matter of fact. And so we plan to be around for a long time based on that same premise.
Why is the flu shot still important even in these times, and maybe even more important in these times?
Yes, and now more than ever, it couldn't be more important to get the flu shot. And I'll tell you a couple of reasons why. As everyone knows, we're in the middle of a worldwide pandemic, COVID-19. And it's a respiratory illness, and it has killed over 200,000 people and has hospitalized many more. It's a tragedy in and of itself. So imagine how busy our healthcare providers have been working from March up until today, taking care of the sick and injured on a regular basis. They're even further stressed. Our resources are further stressed with COVID-19. All right. Now, if we add regular flu, a seasonal flu on top of that, we will have reached a breaking point in our healthcare continuum that we can no longer sustain. But there is one primary thing we can do to avoid that. It's a flu vaccination. That way we can keep people who would be susceptible to flu out of ERs or out of their physician's office that are already full. And they can stay home, they can stay socially distanced, they can wear their mask, and they can do so in a healthy way that would theoretically not only prevent COVID-19, but also the seasonal flu.
Why do people still don't want to immunize?
People are entitled to their own opinions. My opinion is based on the scientific fact that's out there that shows a very true efficacy or efficiency with vaccines. It is proven that it is safe. It is proven, and this goes on for nearly half a century. It's safe, it's effective, it keeps people well and safe. And that being said, that's enough reason for me personally to want to not have to go to the ER. Flu by itself, a regular seasonal flu, kills between 15 to 50,000 people each year. Now, in the grand scheme of things, when we're talking about the entire population of America, it's a small number. Unless you're one of those 15 to 50,000 people, then it's a very important number. Or if it's affected one of your family members, or, and the flu doesn't discriminate. It's killed very young children. It are medically frail, our seniors, and even your average healthy middle-aged adult who has no comorbidities whatsoever. And so why roll the dice unnecessarily when I know that if with a simple ounce of prevention, a flu shot, I minimize and mitigate that risk tenfold. We have 2 brick and mortar locations that anyone can come by and visit. Our Eastside clinic is at our Eastside clinic is at 1580 George Dieter at the intersection of George Dieter and Vista del Sol. And then we have our Central clinic at 6292 Trowbridge. Both clinics operate on a walk-in basis Monday through Friday, 8 to 12, 2 to 5. We're also open on Saturdays from 9 to 12. And if they don't want to do the walk-in thing, they can even make an appointment to come in. And that's immunizeelpaso.org/flu. And you can make an appointment just to walk in our clinics. And that's super easy too, because you can kind of pre-register, upload your insurance cards, and then you kind of go in, get your shot, and you're out. So you're not waiting in the lobby. So, kind of keeping everyone socially distanced and working from home for the most part, get their shot, and then back to, the comfort and safety of whatever their domain is.
And thank you, Dusty. Thank you for being with us here at the Community College Senior Adult Program. Of course, we're coming to you from home virtually as you are as well, staying safe. So thank you for being with us. This is not the last time we're going to invite you. Wonderful, wonderful program, Immunize El Paso, a nonprofit organization. And we've been talking with Dusty Warden. Thank you, Dusty, for being with us. Have a good day.
Thank you for having me.